There we go. Scully's laptop going off. BackChat Studios, Shelter FootyCast live. This is the last Thursday of the regular season. Will Schofield, Mark Redding, Shelter FootyCast. Great to be with you. Busy week, Skeeter?
I think so, yeah.
Have you had a busy week?
Well, normal week,
Okay.
pretty much. Just trying to think. I got a couple of calls from clubs during the week. Just wanted to see if I wanted to put myself in the draft. Just could give my snap around the body.
You were being serious.
No, not really.
How did you get me? I was only calling you about. See your position going?
I've actually just got to learn how to put that on Instagram. So I'm going to put that snapshot. I'll get that up before the end of the month.
We'll collab with you. I'll tell you what's easy way. Tony will send you just a little invite. Go to your inbox.
Yeah, well,
direct messages.
My daughter actually runs my Instagram account.
I'll speak to Liv.
No, it's Georgia, so and she won't give Livia the account. I don't know what's going on there. It's like protecting the.
What sort of content is she producing for you?
She says, Dad, when you're hosting something or you're like at the footy for Channel 7 or 6PR, take a photo of yourself. And I went, no, it's not me. I mean, you do it beautifully. You do it well. Mark Foreman does it. Our colleague at 6PR does it.
It sounds like a sledge. I mean, it sounds like you're...
No, it is. I like, you're 30, mid-30s. He's 32. It is that generation. 20 years older, mate, it's just not something we do.
If you're listening along, look, to me, it sounds like Skeeter needs a bit of content. If you've had a photo with Mark Reddings over the last 20 years and you would like to send it in to the Shelter FootyCast, just go to Instagram, Shelter FootyCast on Insta. Make sure you give us a follow. Just flood the inbox, my inbox, with photos with Skeet. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
No, it's very nice.
You can put that up. You can put that up.
And to be fair, I've said this before, I've had more people come up and say good day or get a photo or whatever because of this podcast, and I've been in radio for 30, 40 years. I've been in TV for 30 years. It's all about this stupid podcast.
Wild Water Sports? I mean, you and I do Wild Water Sports.
No, but I think it's...
Wednesday night, Wild Water Sports?
It is, but the people actually mention, and young blokes normally, or women over 65 years of age, come up to me and put their arm around me and say, the Shelter FootyCast, which is obviously making some impact somehow, somewhere.
You enjoy doing Wednesdays with me, though, don't you?
I do. I reckon we have a bit of fun, but also, not afraid to hit the issues. And yeah,
Did you enjoy last night?
I did. Yeah, had Brad Hardy was on. Yeah, it was fine. Good thing about Brad.
I thought you were going to ask me where the fuck I was. Like he did just what before.
Well, where were you last night? I mean, I find out at 5 to 5 you're not there. Normally at 5:05, I still don't know whether you're coming or not.
So did no one tell you I wasn't coming?
No, until they jumped. The gates opened.
Actually?
Oh, it was about 2 minutes past 5. I said, Scully's 5 minutes. I know Brad's in tonight. Scully's didn't tell me. He said, you're not there. What?
I'm sorry.
A cash gig, obviously.
No, it actually wasn't. I had it's the last game of the year for Aquinas today, so they have their pasta night the night before, and I had 30 17-year-olds for a pasta night at my house. The kids, my two boys, Nash and Sid, just absolutely, as you imagine, loved having just young men around to kick footies with. And
was it all pretty tame, as in like done by 7:30, 8 o'clock?
Yes, yeah, in bed, getting ready for a big game against Trinity today. So
yeah, my boys no good this year, but I guess at the end of the day we finished the same as the other Catholic college and outside the top.
Well, so I will say though, like, I don't do Wild Water Sports for free, so I've lost that gig on Wednesday night. I'm taking the coaches out tonight for a feed that have helped me during the year. They've all been paid by labour, so I'm probably down another $500.
That's a price of giving to the...
I've been subbed out of Friday night footy on 6PR. There's another little invoice gone. I reckon this week cost me about $2,000.
I've been subbed in. And,
so I've been subbed out and you're gaining money.
No, I'm not gaining money. Why are we having this contract discussion now? But all
I know, the reason we're having the contract discussion is Nazaya Wanganeen Miller has signed a Mark Reddings type deal. This is, if you look at the two deals, 2-year deal at 6PR Wild Water Sports versus 2-year deal at St Kilda Footy Club, $2 million a year. Very similar numbers, I'm told, between Skeeter and Naz. He's turned down $30 million over 12 years at Port Adelaide. You can speak to this. I mean, you know what it's like on the big bucks.
I would expect that's a pretty savvy deal by the manager there, because
you like it.
In 2 years from now, I don't expect. Now he's obviously rolling the dice on the fact that he's going to continue in this vein of form or even improve what he's doing at St Kilda. So on that basis, in 2 years, why would the numbers even escalate from that. So I think it's a pretty smart play, and one that Harley Reid's management might even use as a bit of a template.
A lot of stuff floating around the early part of this week. I was getting a lot of newsbreakers texting me saying, I'm hearing Harley signing today. What's happening? Tell me what's going on. I got no idea.
Well, nothing's happened, but I was hearing the same thing.
I never do.
I was told last week on Friday that Liam Ryan was off to St Kilda. And
well, he is.
And what did I do? I forgot to bring it up. I forgot. Well, it's a bit like you. I'm not really in the news breaking role, but I did get a text saying, by the way, Liam Ryan, St Kilda. So if that happens, I think if he's getting a 4-year deal.
He's not getting a 4-year deal. It's a 3 plus if he does tick some things off, he gets 4. Well, so it's a potential for you.
He's taking that.
You're signing that.
He's taking that every day of the week, and the Eagles would never give him that, and rightfully so.
So St Kilda, not many people thought this deal was going ahead. Nazai Wanganeen-Miller.
Like I don't think anyone knew, to be honest.
We saw his interview last week, and there was red flags all over the place. Just things he was. I've been saying the whole time, if they don't get this done, just pack the shop up. Just clean it out. Everyone get out of there. But they've done it, and now they're on the hunt, and it looks like they're going to sign Liam Ryan, which I think is a win-win for everybody. I think it's a win for West Coast. He's someone with a bit of currency. They'll get a decent trade for.
What is St Kilda's aim though? Are they trying to rebuild?
Well, they need
or their list. I mean, if they're getting Rowan Marshall question mark over him, Marcus Windhager question mark over whether he's staying. Obviously, Tom De Koning comes in.
What if they all stay and they add De Koning and they add Ryan? What if everyone stays?
And Alec Lear, I think it is.
Leak Lear. Yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with Leak's game for GWS on the weekend. I watched him pretty closely and. He might have a bit of hype about him, but I don't think he defended very well, which is usually one of the characteristics you need to hold as a defender.
I think bottom line is, forget the players coming and going. I think you're right. For the fabric of St Kilda and the club and the supporters, that was a very important piece of what happens moving forward. Are they still in a bit of flux in no man's land on a ladder with drafts, etc.? They still need a lot of talent through the door there. So they're nowhere near challenging just because Naz is staying.
Port Adelaide paying anyone any money? Like 30 million over 12 years? Like, is everyone getting paid there, or they just got a coffin full of money?
Yeah, it's scary dollars, isn't it?
And it was turned down. So heard a few talking about it last night.
But to me,
Port Adelaide, like they're sort of all in at the moment. They've got no draft picks this year. They've got a midfield, which is a competitive one in Rosé and Butters and Wines and Horn Francis.
They're miles off it.
I know they are.
In terms of defence.
But they sacked their coach after a prelim.
Yeah.
Basically.
And it also begs the question, are we going to get players on 12, 14-year deals? We talked about this last week about maybe just reducing the maximum contract that the clubs can put in front of players, because otherwise it just gets out of hand.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those numbers are stupid. And no one knows what Port Adelaide's going to be doing in 10 years' time either.
If we're doing this in 10 years' time...
I hope we are. I genuinely hope you are. I hope we are. We've got you down at the Oval kicking goals from 6 metres out, dribbling.
6.
No, I'm saying, but in 10 years, you're not kicking that goal. Do you want to put a guarantee of the week down to Homewise Solar? I guarantee you're not kicking that goal in 10 years.
Oh, well, I hadn't kicked a ball basically for 15 years, and did you see? You actually looked and went, geez, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I know. I actually
was okay in my day when I was 14. And then
I don't believe you. I
won a Ferris and Best at Trinity, but that was nothing...
PSA,
but then the next year I did my ACL. So I was more
is there any footage of this rolling around, or is it like a slideshow, like and you slip and slides in to see? Is that what it is? Is there footage?
A very ordinary career was tragically cut short by knee reconstruction. So anyway,
I apologise. You want me to do that?
No, I was surprised that you kicked the goal you did playing Country Victoria, because because.
Why were you surprised?
You haven't exactly looked after yourself since you finished playing. You sort of haven't. You're not like you're running marathons and stuff, are you?
Excuse me? Why do I need to run a marathon to kick a goal?
No, but just...
I'll let myself go, have I?
No, I was saying I was surprised that you were able to produce that.
I did think of something that happened on Saturday night while we were together. You sort of sorted out the situation where your future son-in-law asked to move in with you?
No, he's not doing that.
You were rattled when that happened at about 10 o'clock at night.
Well, we already got his dog. We don't need him as well.
He put it to you. He put it to you about 4 bourbons down, and you fucking looked at him like, that's not happening, buddy.
Hard enough getting rid of my daughters out of the house.
Okay. Let's go back to footy ski because there's a big issue going on, and I've been strong on this on multiple platforms, Skeeter, as you know.
Except 6PR last night, where you're supposed to be doing your stuff. But
all right. Well, was Brad strong on it for you?
No, it was no.
Izak Rankine we're talking.
We're
about.
all the same, and it really is. It's unfortunate. It is bizarre that there has not been a decision. It has to be today, quite simply. I mean, I'm not sure. There's obviously legal repercussions that the Adelaide Crows are throwing into this that has delayed the decision. Personally, I don't like to see a guy miss a grand final. I understand what he did was wrong. The precedent has been set. It's probably no way around it. But yeah, what I do think we've learned out of this is if going back to Friday, if someone said to you, if there was a homophobic slur laid out on the weekend, what's the penalty? Well, I don't think anyone can give you a set penalty because we've had so many different spots where it's landed over the past 12 months, except that it's gone up because, Will Schofield's run the red light, and then next time you should have known the same thing, Mark Reddings, and I'm paying a high price than you.
So we don't do that with striking or charging or rough conduct. I actually got a better example. So if Ollie Wines was Jordan Dawson, Ollie Wines incident, he's got 3 weeks.
Yes.
Right? And that would take him to a grand final, like 3 weeks would be this week, qualifying, if they win, prelim gone, and he'd be back for the grand final. We would be just as outraged as we are with this.
No, totally.
So I do think at some point we're going to strip out the incident, right, and go, well, what are we actually doing here? There's a number of things I'm disappointed. Number one, the AFL have put themselves in this box. This is what they've done. They've gone 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. They've set that. No one said we need harsher penalties here. They've done the escalating nature of this.
Yeah, and I disagree with that.
I
disagree with escalating in that sense because ideally for me, and listening to a lot of people. And this is not diminishing what was said. It's not diminishing what harm it can do. But a first offence, whether it's and in this case, I'm more comfortable with a lower penalty, and then a second offence, mate. You're gone for a long time.
Yeah, so I agree, but I agree with that.
But that's not what's happening. Yeah.
It's irrelevant because this is what the AFL has done. So what possible argument could be made to have them not do it? I mean, this is what the AFL has been doing. So
I think the argument is, Scully, in essence, is if this penalty or if this incident happened in round 2 and it was 5 weeks, this would have been solved. This would have been done and dusted.
Well, that makes no sense. We don't do that with anything else. Like if someone strikes someone, Andrew Gaff strikes Andy Brayshaw on the wing, gets 7 weeks. West Coast don't get the opportunity to go, 1, he was provoked, which is what Adelaide are doing. 2, well, it's finals. We shouldn't be doing 7 weeks. It's just 7 weeks. So it's completely inconsistent. It's just the box the AFL have put themselves in, and now they're scrambling to get out of it because it's Adelaide, one of Adelaide's best players. They want to defend their player and get him to play. Of course they do. He's their best player. Of course they're going to do this. But they look ridiculous, saying he was provoked. Snoop Dogg's got this in his lyrics. Yada, yada, yada. Mate, he's either done it or he hasn't.
That's true.
They've got their penalties, and so lay the penalty and we can move on. We stop talking about it. It's Thursday. What are we doing?
No, I agree. But there are going to be people out there saying, well, okay, if you conduct an Andrew Gaff type incident, there's no coming back from that. That's you've belted someone. In this case, for instance, the player, if it's Izak Rankine, said he had no offence to what was said. People are in their head going, okay, so he hasn't belted someone. He said a word which is wrong, and he's going to miss the most important match of the season.
I
potentially.
agree.
That's where people are coming from.
I
can hear that argument as well.
I agree. It is no different though to Ollie Wines' suspension for 3 weeks, or Paul Curtis's 4 weeks, or whatever he got, or these tribunal incidents that I'm looking at going, what are we doing here? It's no different. I can disagree with it and not like the penalty, but the AFL is giving these penalties. So there's no argument.
Well, I'd argue that Ollie Wines would get his penalty reduced if they were. I honestly believe you shouldn't be missing a grand final for that either.
Neither should. I agree, mate. So the whole provocation stuff. Isaac Rankine wasn't offended.
The grass mixed straws.
That's like saying if a player's like, well, I got hit in the head, and like that's what footy's about. Like
I get it. But
it's just the stupidest, most inconsistent, two-faced bullshit I've ever seen.
But if you're Adelaide, you are duty bound to try and squeeze every part of the lemon to find where you can bring it back to what. 3 weeks. Is that what we'll do? Or maybe 4 weeks. If they lose a final, then he's available. These are all only factors because they've finished on top and they're a big chance to get through to a grand final.
Which just to me, taking out the action, it just seems bizarre. Bizarre that we're here. The AFL is the governing body. Have some strength and make a call. What are we doing? What is it? Is it 3 weeks? Give him 3 weeks. 4 weeks? Give it 5 weeks. What are we doing?
Well, bear in mind
we're submitting legal. It's just bullshit. Just make the call and then we get on with it. Adelaide players, this should be hanging over their head all week. Izak Rankine, just make the call. Like we'll all shut up if you just make the call. But instead, we have 5 days of legal submissions. What are we doing? It's dumb, Skeeter. Don't like it at all. Got me fired up, mate. Ollie Wines' ban was upheld, by the way. He'll miss 3 weeks, 2 games of next year for just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So they've completely lost that. A little bit of an off-season action, off-ground action. Jamar Uhagan was at Love Machine in Melbourne Sunday.
Ever been to Love Machine?
I have, actually. And
is it a bit of a nightclub or a bar?
Bit of both.
Yeah?
A bit of both.
Did you feel like you were sort of in your element?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It was a non-fatal shooting there in line, so it probably sums up what sort of place it was.
Probably not the best place, just going...
look, I've heard Matty Lloyd be really strong on Jamari Uhagan. Enough of these incidents, stuck up, and it's suddenly not just, not a chance, not by chance that these things are happening. And I tell you where you don't get caught up in a non-fatal shooting, at home.
No.
Right? Yeah, very unlikely that someone's rolling around with guns in
He's
your
played
house.
his last game for the Bulldogs.
That's absolutely certain. But the question is, does someone take a chance? Because clearly he's completely off the track.
Yeah, no, Sydney were one club that I think were looking at him, but they've thought, and rightfully so, I mean, you're taking a fair bit of risk with him. And the Bulldogs, with Darcy, with Norton, with Jordan Croft coming through, we saw him last weekend.
Oh, he looks good.
He can play. You don't need Jamari Uhagan causing diversions during the year and try and offload him for something. And someone will take him. I reckon someone will take him.
So do I. Yeah, so do I. I look at these things and I'm pretty forgiving. I reckon I don't try to... I hold the league at the highest standard, and then players I kind of,
Well, I'm the same. That's why the rank. But when I say ranking, that's why the ranking one for me.
Yeah,
I'd rather education. I'd rather. But some will say, you know what? He knew the rules. The precedent was set. No excuse. So I get that, but I've got more empathy than some.
Yeah, I do in these. I do too, to be honest. So Jamara, I just wish someone would get their arm around him and
surely someone's tried to do that.
Well, yeah, but that's the same attitude. Yeah, you got to try harder, because clearly he's completely lost his way, mate, and that's from a personal point of view.
This is not one incident. He
doesn't have the right people around him, clearly, and so yes, like always, there's personal responsibility. You got to want to do it and change, but I really hope that he gets someone around him to go, mate. The opportunity that you are passing out by just wanting to be one of the lads and get on the piss and
being an idiot.
Carry on. Yeah, well, it's not an. Yeah, it is.
In the footy sense, it is being an idiot because you're not taking the best possible chances, because in 5 years he might look back and go, what have I done?
Yeah, what an opportunity missed. So I hope he does get that. But in the end, mate, like I said, it's going to be up to him. And if he doesn't get that, well, so be it. Skeeter, last game of the year this year for players around the league. 9 of the teams, or 10 of the teams, will be done. It'll be their last game, and then we've got finals. What are your sort of thoughts around the last game?
Well, it's more about, I'm going to throw to you about that last match. If you're playing finals, obviously you're focused for the next month, but if you're not, you know that irrespective of what happens, it's the last time, for instance, this weekend, tonight, that Essendon and Carlton, that group will play together as one, because there'll be changes. And particularly if you're a bad team, there's just going to be changes naturally. So, yeah, there's that element. There's the element of finishing off with a victory. I know it sounds a bit hollow, but what that gives a team, a club, a squad heading into the off-season to finish on a bit of a positive. And even Look, rounds. The last round can always throw up something. We're going to have two important matches. Obviously, the Dogs, the Dockers, and we know that the Lions game against Hawthorn. There could even be others. Collingwood, Melbourne could bob up.
There's going to be an upset.
Yeah, there's something there. And going back to some of those matches, and you were probably involved in this. Well, you were involved in this period, but 2017 when the Eagles, I think, had to win to play finals.
Yep.
You had Adelaide at home, the last game at Subiaco Oval. I remember being at the game, and you had to win by, I think, 21 or more. And they were pretty feisty, Adelaide. They were top of the table, going beautifully. They played in the grand final that year. Pikey might have rested a couple of players as coach of Adelaide, and you end up winning and advancing.
Yeah, Jets and Jack Darling went to beast mode in the last quarter.
Yeah, so it didn't do much damage in the finals that year, but I wonder how much impact that had on the group for the following year. All these little things. And in 19...
That's a good point.
I think in 19, you guys... I think we
lost a game.
You lost early in the finals, didn't you?
No, we got eliminated by Geelong in a elimination. So, we lost the qualifying final.
Yep.
Is that right?
Did you end up getting beaten by?
We got done by Geelong.
Geelong, that was you.
Yeah, I got smashed by a tomahawk on the play.
Anyway, so the last round, there's always something to play for, and you're going to have more for the teams at the bottom end of the table. It's players are going to know that their exit meeting on Monday or Tuesday, it's going to be see you later.
Well, that comes around quick. So what it'll look like for teams that are done, you'll play, you get straight on the piss. I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. You just go straight out wherever you are. Maybe if you're on a plane, you're on the beers on the plane, and then get home and go out then.
What happens if you've got if for instance your team's playing either VFL on the waffle, if it's Peel Thunder or if
it's
tough.
Bloody mental. I've done that before. Played for Peel. It's my third year, and the boys had played their last game on the Saturday. I had to play for Peel on the Sunday or something. So they all had their first drinks, and I'd sit at home, and I didn't have a contract, and so I had one game left. That was my end of my third year. So it was between Jamie McNamara and I, who's now an assistant coach with me, and he got cut, and I got a contract off basically the last game. It was like a play into a contract at AFL level. Seriously.
How'd you go?
I went well.
Yeah.
High 20s. And
was that high in your mindset about that finishing?
Mate, Peter Sumich, I spoke to him during the week. I said, I said, mate, everyone was, smoking
and diving.
Yeah. And Suma, some people have got their discreditors, but I always found him just straight down the line, just told you what he thought, and I've always respected that in coaches. I just like people just telling me. So it's like the Rankine thing. Just say what's going on, we can deal with it. This bullshit about, we really value you and I love you as a person. Bro, just fucking... So I just went into his office. I said, mate, no one's telling me what's going on. I know you're around this management decisions. What's happening? And he said, it's between you and Jamie McNamara, and the last game's going to have a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, mate, that's my
Why did the J-Mac have that same discussion?
Mate, I don't know. I'll ask him today. I'm coaching with him today.
Yeah.
One of my good mates.
Yeah.
I'll have a look what he had in the waffle as well. It'll be 2009, last game of the season. Can you, Tony, you got any sort of ability?
2000 and what?
2009, my third year, so 7, 8, 9. Last game of the year.
So that early in your career, I didn't realise that early in your career that it was tenuous.
I was the last man on the list.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but if you had been cut, have you ever reflected on the fact that you would have?
I'd have gone back to Victoria.
Go to Victoria and try and get a gig with a Melbourne-based club.
Mate, I don't know if I would. Honestly, I don't know if I would have. Yeah, I played 3 games, 12 games, 3 games. That was my 3, 12, 3.
So it wasn't like you felt like you were making inroads. And the Eagles back then were not travelling that flash, were they?
Shit.
Yeah, they're terrible, yeah.
And then 2010, I played every game. It was my sort of breakout year. I backed myself in. I bought a house before I had a contract. It was a bit of and that's sort of like my whole career.
But I think that's a really good metaphor also for, without getting too deep and meaningful, for life in terms of footy careers. You think you're that close from getting the cut, and obviously you went on to play, almost 200 games, and whether it's in life as well. You feel like, geez, I'm at a pretty low point here, but things do turn.
Taught me a good lesson about resilience.
That's an important word, resilience.
You just got to, probably got to work harder. I probably wasn't working hard enough for my first few years, and it was. I don't look back at that and think, oh, geez, I should have had a contract. Like I was just dicking around. I was probably going out and drinking, having fun, and That's why I look at these young players and I'm like.
But how old were you? 20 what?
I was 20.
Yeah, so there you go.
I was 19.
Yeah, so that probably, if you put that in perspective, most of it, it's not something.
I had no idea.
Yeah, probably.
No idea what I was doing. Anyway, we'll get those stats to you. I'll see if I can find them as well. Tony's working hard over there. I've got one last thing, Skate, bit of investment material that came across my desk yesterday. Not proper investment as well. We're talking about Brownlow, right, coming up, not too far away.
Yeah.
Be the Jack Buckley Medal at the Leadville Hotel, by the way. Make sure you're following on socials on BackChat to see what's going on there. One of the biggest nights of the year coming up. I got something sent to me that very much perked my interest. The last 13 Brownlow medalists, right, the last 13 in a row, have been top 5 for contested possessions and top 5 for clearances. They've had to have both. So 13 in a row.
So it doesn't leave much room for a ruckman, does it?
Well, Max Gawn is top 5 in contested possessions this year.
Is that right? That's good.
And I reckon
I was saying that there's a bit of a smart aleck.
I know, so I'll tell you who's where, because if you think about who's favourite for the Brownlow right now, do you think he is?
No, I wouldn't have him in the top 3 or 4.
No, and that's not where he is. So stoppages, total clearances. So top 5 clearances. I'm just looking for Max Gawn because he's some way off, a long way off actually. Top 5 clearances: Matt Rowell, number 1. Mm-hmm. Caleb Sarong, number 2. Tom Green, number 3. Noah Anderson, 4. Patrick Cripps, 5. Nick Dacos, 6. He's 4 off being top 5 in clearances.
You're talking about Dacos?
Nick Dacos. Yes. He's 6th in clearances. And then in contested possession, Tom Green, Caleb Sarong, Max Gawn, Matt Rowell, George Hewitt, Cripps, Liberatore, McRae, Anderson, McCluggage, top 10.
So on that basis, does that change what you think what's going to happen
on that basis? Looking at the odds for the Brownlow, and there's about 5 blokes that are from Nick Dacos' favourite to Nazai Wanganeen Miller in the teens, and then it blows out. There's 30s and 40s and 50s and 100s to 1. Of anyone inside 100 to 1 to 1, there's only 3 players that are both in the top 5 for contested possessions and clearance. Matt Rowell at $10, Tom Green at 41, and Caleb Sarong at 51. So if the last 13 Brownlow medalists, and that stat is correct, one of those 3 players will win the Brownlow. Rowell, Green, Sarong.
And the last round of the home and away season is not likely to change much.
Dacos may move into top 5 clearances, but he is contested possession. He's 25th, and he's a long way off.
Really impressed with your research there with the stats, but it's all based on making money. I know that.
Yeah, correct. And I haven't done it. Someone sent it to me. What, you think I sit around thinking about this shit?
Must be right. You know what? I like to invest in the fluctuations of we know as the punt occasionally. But the Brownlow medal is not something I ever get into. I like watching it, but I'm not like you, and you have something invested on player or players and how many games
I'm
they
usually
poll,
pretty good.
which is good. No, I don't think it's great, but it's like, man, I'm not big into casinos. But
I got Matty Rowell in the 50s this year.
There you go.
So I did a bit of research.
He's got to be a reasonable chance.
He's 10 to 1 at the moment. He's the third, fourth favourite. All right, Skeet, let's get into the games. Big thanks to our sponsors, Aspect Accountants, of course, bringing us the numbers this week. AspectAccountants.com.au will get you all you need in small business. If you've got a small business, if you've got a business, if you've got a little side hustle like Skeet's got 7 of them, make sure you get in touch with Ben and the team at AspectAccountants.com.au. They'll sort you out. Make sure your books are in order, which Skeeters need to be, of course, with his new purchase. And we know our friends at Homewise Solar, Steve and the team there looking after us, both in solar as well as battery savers. I'll get a bit more details on that as we go, Skeet, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But have you made contact with Steve yet or not?
I've got to move into my house first, but yeah, that'll come at some point. Don't worry, I'm right across that.
Okay, so solar battery, if you combine it, right? Steve's customers consistently get around a 20 to 40% return on investment, Skeeter. What are you returning on your investments?
Not that. Not that at the moment. But I've had a couple of decent ones.
Nothing excites me more when we're calling a game on radio and you just duck out in the middle of play and you're on the phone out the front.
No, I'm just checking. It might be something family related.
I generally think that. That's what I think.
But sometimes I'm having a bet.
West Coast v Sydney, Optus Stadium, Saturday, blockbuster, 5:35. At least it's Saturday night footy.
It's my last hurrah at Optus, as it is for you.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Are you hanging the boots up?
Well, for the year I am, yeah, at Optus.
No one's
I've got to go back for the waffle. But no, there'll be, it's, thank goodness. It's just been 4 more quarters for Eagles to get through. And, then it's all over.
Okay, very good. Any luck on those waffle stats over there, Isaac? Yeah. You've got it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It was very similar.
Very similar?
Yes,
okay.
So you had...
I had 23 touches. A goal? I reckon I kicked a goal.
One behind.
I didn't kick a goal?
No.
Just the one behind?
Well...
23 and one behind?
Yeah, 23.
Any marks? Any tackles?
7 marks.
7 marks?
No tackles.
Skeet, that's a good line, isn't it? 23 touches, 7 marks and a behind.
Yeah, but what did J-Mac have?
What did J-Mac have? Well, he got delisted. That's what he got. What did he have?
Well, it's got here
Yes.
that he had 25.
JB McNamara,
stiff.
25 touches.
Very stiff.
Yeah, but he's got any turnovers. He's very, very loose by foot, J-Mac.
Well, he kicks the wrong way occasionally.
Oh, jeez.
5 marks.
5 marks. So I had 2 more marks.
Mate, I'll tell you what.
Goals on it.
No goals, no behind. He's just a very, in and under sort of type. I was rangy and a bit of promise. Poor J-Mac.
Been a lot of meat on today, isn't it, on the show?
No, yeah, that's all right. A lot of these games are irrelevant, so we won't be speaking about them too much. Sydney have won their last 5 at Optus Stadium thanks to Aspect on an average of 32 points. Last week, Skeeter, Tom McCartan was matched up on Jeremy Cameron for 106 minutes and kept him goalless. Who will Tom McCartan play on this week?
Who will he play on in the Eagles?
I will be honest. I kind of read that off the run sheet and I was thinking, who's going to play on Jeremy Cameron? And then I realised Jeremy Cameron plays for Geelong, not Sydney. So I sort of, it was a bit of a stitch up sort of lead in there. Who cares who Tom McCartan plays on? Do you think?
I'm trying to think of the forwards from West Coast that have got any...
Yeah, Archer Reid.
No, Shanahan. Shanahan's probably one. Yeah, Job's okay. I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. I think Brady Hoft will go to Izak Heaney. I think that'll be a good matchup. Brody Grundy could go massive if he returns from his concussion.
If
you'd almost rest him.
If Heaney plays forward, is it as a Jimby type
I think
job?
Hoff could go everywhere with him.
Yeah.
I think Hoff could just go everywhere. But yes, it could be a Jimby. But Jimmy's been playing a lot taller than that.
Big boys, yeah.
Is there anything interesting you'd like to talk about this game?
I said there's going to be some players for the Eagles. Their last match, it might be Liam Ryan's last match. We think for the club, if he's if all things are equal,
yes,
it'll be a time for hopefully, as I said, you get beaten by 94 last week.
Yep.
Show something on Saturday night for your fans, for your members, for yourselves to at least head into the distance and go. You know what That's the last memory we have of the year, and it's a good one, not a terrible one.
Yep.
I can't offer much more than that. Sydney should be winning. It's a really weird feeling. Interviewed Angus Sheldrick this week, and he's only a young player, of course, but the Swans, again, I don't have the stat in front of me, but when's the last time they've haven't been part of a finals campaign? They're generally trying to be top 4 or win the grand final. So this is a strange feeling for them coming across and finishing off their season with Coxie hoping to just give his old club one last little clip before they finish off and go on Mad Monday.
Pav will be calling this one on Fox Footy. It's the most interesting thing I've got. If you want to tune in, listen to me rib him about being the CEO and commentating his own team, I'll be doing that on Saturday Skate. From the boundary, by the way. I'll just be riding the boundary down there, just galloping along. Not doing too much, to be honest. So there we go.
Yeah, but both you being Sydney.
Sydney will win, you'd think, and West Coast, thank God, will be done. Look, it should be mentioned, they don't win this. It's one of the worst seasons on record ever by anyone, any
been spoken
team.
about, hasn't it? Yeah. Hang on now. You've been pretty positive, to be fair to you, in the last 2 months.
I was tired of being negative.
And last weekend, I've sort of been pressing you about give me some positives, and you fell a bit flat after that Bulldogs game. So where do you sit right now?
I was thinking what a difficult year it must have been from Andrew McQualter. Like, from all reports, he high praise, good coach, all of that.
Yeah, you have to be under these circumstances to keep the group together.
But imagine the doubt he would have in himself. it'd just be a difficult situation to be in that. I think you've got a shocking list to be dealing with. Then you've got injuries, and you've got guys retiring.
You got the Oscar Allen situation.
Yeah, he's your captain. So
you've got the club championship coming up, and that's going to be awkward.
I just hope personally he gets a better run at it. Probably, I hope he gets a couple of players back. I hope they recruit a few players, and it's more positive. Skate. Like I can be critical and negative, but again, I'm realistic. I just got sick of being negative halfway through the year. So sick of beating everyone up. I just thought, well, let's try and be positive about it. But I guess there's a game on the weekend. It was just, yeah.
They were that far off the pace. It's not funny, and you're right.
Well, they are. They have been all year.
They have been for a while. Let's be honest. So they have been off the pace for some time. How they beat St Kilda, in hindsight, is I guess St Kilda will look back and go, geez. But there has to be. They just have to get their draft, their end of season list set up right to give them a chance to get some quality into the side, and maybe they're working behind the scenes, Scully, to bring to WA a player of some note, or certainly get the draft selections in place where they can really get some good young talent in, and there's patience required with that, but at least then you can see where they're heading.
Froth.town tomorrow night, Saturday night, I think during the day as well. Get to Froth.town. It's a ripping event. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. If you don't have your tickets, head to Froth.town to get some tickets. Skeeter, Western Bulldogs versus Fremantle. Probably should have started with this, but thank God we got West Coast out of the way. We don't have to talk about West Coast again, about any game.
No.
That's it. We're done. Oh, we might have to review, actually. Review Monday. This one is a win, get in game. We're excited about this. It's absolutely massive, I think, for the competition. The AFL will be happy with fixturing. It'll keep everyone involved. I reckon everyone in Western Australia will be heading to the pub on Sunday to go and watch this one. 1:15 start here in Western Australia, so get on the beers early, especially if Fremantle don't go the way you hope it's going to go. You want to start about midday, I reckon, and polish yourself off by about three-quarter time and see you later. But Fremantle's some numbers thanks to Aspect Accountants. Fremantle's last two games at Marvel has been a 61-point loss to St Kilda and a 67-point loss to the Bulldogs. They've only played twice in the last couple of years there, and they're the most recent games. Returns to the sides. Hayden Young, I think, will play, returning from that groin injury. Matthew Johnson is a chance to be available. I don't see him playing, given the amount of footy he has missed. Nat Fyfe is a chance to play a full game of footy. Adam Treloar is off the back of 40 disposals from 84 minutes in the VFL. He kicked a goal, had 10 tackles. It's his first game since round 15. So we'll have to see if they roll the dice with him as a full game or a sub, but you'd expect him to enter the team in some way or form. And Laith Vandermeer could return from concussion skater. They're the teams. Everything's set up for a huge game for the Dockers and the Bulldogs. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, Dogs at Marvel, very tough to beat, but they have had issues against top 8 sides, of which the Dockers are one. And
nice.
then defensively, there's still some concerns about them, I think. They didn't get tested at all last week by the Eagles. So, I think there's still a definite window for the Dockers. And I like the fighting words of Justin Longmuir this week, suggesting the pressures on the Bulldogs, and we've won more game than them. So, yeah, he's trying to get that belief in the group that they can go across and do the job. And their record, 11 wins out of the last 13 games. Yeah, the only question and conundrum they've got is how do they set up their midfield and who they put in there. Hayden Young comes back into the side.
Yes.
Nat Fyfe, you say, does he play a full game? I don't know if there's the confidence for him to play a full game. That's the concern. Matty Johnson probably is a question mark and less than 50-50, I'm guessing, on that basis. So, yeah, the Fyfe one is curious. Hayden Young has to play. Now, is he right to play a full game? Well, only the Dockers would know. But yeah, they've got to get that midfield mix right. And who stops the Bont? I know he wasn't overly dominant last week, was he, against the Eagles?
No.
But he's done a number on the Dockers before.
He was pretty good, though, the Bont. He wasn't overly dominant, but let's just check his stats. Because it was that sort of game. It was like, oh, what's he really done? I remember by the end of it, I was like, it's a pretty good game. 31 touches, 2 goals, 2, 6 marks, 6 tackles.
Probably 2 Brownlow votes at the least, yeah. So there you go.
Probably 3.
It might be 3.
Probably 3. 2 and 30. Oh, I agree. It wasn't like you're thinking, Bonds played well. but he did.
But he's done it against the Dockers at Marvel. So
Skeeter, let me tell you how this is going to go.
okay,
All right.
this has to be close to your. No,
Homewise Solar, guarantee of the week. Fremantle Dockers win at Marvel Stadium this Sunday and take themselves to the finals. That's right. Can guarantee it's going to happen. Homewise Solar. Yeah, look, even if my guarantee doesn't happen, I can guarantee they'll save you money. So make sure you get in contact with Homewise Solar and Steve at homewisesolar.com.au. But Ski, let me tell you how it's going to go down. The Freo Dockers lost last week. It was a loss they needed to have. Right? They will play Nat Fyfe full game, Hayden Young full game. They will start a fit player as a sub. I don't think starting one of those guys as the sub with one of them as a full player is a good move. Let's say they went with Fyfe as sub, Hayden Young as full game. Hayden Young gets injured early, Nat Fyfe into the game early. Then Nat Fyfe, no sub, injury. If you start them both on, I reckon you're a better chance of getting one of them through. Hopefully one of them does. Have a fit player there as a sub. Bring him on when one of them gets injured. You got to roll the dice, Band-Aid off, get your best players in. You got to win this game. So you're right. Western Bulldogs have struggled against top 8 sides this year. That's a fact. And the Freo Dockers have travelled pretty well, and they've played well against top 8 sides. In fact, they're still on top of the ladder against top 8 sides, even after their Brisbane loss at home last week. Fremantle win this game. I think they roll over there with a real, prove everyone wrong mentality. You can see Justin Longmuir building it up in the media. He's been prickly. He's people are saying, you say, well, people have already given us the loss here. No one's talking about us. You can see it. You can just watch what he's doing inside the walls. I can absolutely see what he's doing, and I love it. And his players will buy into it. They've done it the entire season. Justin Longmuir will coach a win. He'll make finals on 16 wins, and everyone will shut up about his job as well. Do you disagree?
No, I disagree. I think Bulldogs will win the game.
Is that right?
Oh, no, my heart definitely says Fremantle. I want to see them continue. They deserve to. And in many cases, it'll be more questions will be asked, certainly on the east coast of the Bulldogs, if they don't get there, given the list they've got.
Yes.
As opposed to here, it'll be pretty heavy for the next week on the Dockers if they get rolled. I think defensively, the Dockers are pretty well placed to try and take care of the Sam Darcys and the Aaron Nortons, etc. I think they're in a reasonable spot defensively. Can they get the job done in the midfield? And you're talking about those players there. That is my question mark. Can they go on a fast deck, play the type of footy? Because they're going to have to.
Yes.
Bear in mind.
Yes, they can with Fyfe and Young in there.
Yeah, but bear in mind that not just that, they're going to have to make sure, because the Dogs play like one-day football at Marvel, and you need to be able to go. You need to kick a score against them. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
So on that basis, I hope they can. I think logic says Dogs at home, Marvel, pretty difficult to beat.
I think, given what you just said, that unfortunately Freo fans, you're going to see your side play slower footy. If you're playing a side that loves to slingshot,
Don't do
love
that.
to go fast, you can't go fast against fast. Because you open yourself, because they're good at it, you open yourself to turnover. And if you're going too fast, it's just going straight back down your throat the other way. So you're going to see, I think, at least a steady build-up. Now, to halfway. Now, who did that? The Brisbane Lions. Did the Brisbane Lions look good against Freo, moving the ball controlled?
Absolutely. So lots of uncontested marks.
Yeah, so I was always taught as a player, certainly in our good years at West Coast, the ball moves faster than the foot. Right, so you can move the ball very fast. Make the decision, pull the trigger. 30-metre kick, kicked fast, moves faster than any player. So I still think you can be controlled and move the ball safely and slowly, like in inverted commas, without handball receiving and running and gunning and all the stuff that we love seeing Western Bulldogs do. I still think you can do that. We just saw Brisbane do it. I think that's what the Dockers will try and do against the Dogs.
Yeah, and take those inside kicks when required to open up the game. Yeah, so it can't just be a kamikaze style approach against the Dogs. So I don't think you're right. I don't think they can go with them on that basis. So yeah, it's going to be a very tough 3 hours for Fremantle fans, sitting, watching, hoping, praying, looking to the heavens, and clearly it's a season-defining game. I'm tipping the Dogs simply because it's there, and you just wonder what Bont's going to do, and their midfield I just think's got a little bit more zip than what Fremantle has. Sarong, Brayshaw and co have got to be very good. The upside is, and look, obviously there's, Luke Jackson he's been in Melbourne this week. I think his partner's mother has passed away, so that's that's
Right.
been.
I wasn't sure what was going on there. But
Yeah, either way, it's a personal issue for him, and I see that as no issue from a football sense.
in fact, he could be very good.
Either way, he needs to be with his family.
No,
his
he
partner.
does. So let's just move on for that. I don't think there's even bothered talking about that. I think when you're sort of out of the norm a bit, it can go two ways. You can probably be not perform as well, but I think most of the time you go, right, I haven't had the normal preparation this week. I need to perform. I need to show, regardless of the situation, I need to show that me being away hasn't distracted the team or myself. I think he has a massive game, Luke Jackson, and they'll play him on ball like they've been doing. Just looking back at the last time those two teams played, it was a win here to the Dockers, 97-81. It was back in round 4.
Yeah, the Dockers got hold of them early, I think.
I remember, I'm just thinking about Sam Darcy. Like Alex Pearce played at him, and he played him in front, and Darcy was good. Maybe Cox gets the job. Cox has been good one-on-one, but maybe it is Pearce. Darcy kicked 5 goals, had 21 disposals, 11 marks, kicked 5. So that's going to be a focus point. Caleb Sarong had 38 disposals. I don't know if the Dogs have a tagger, but he has been tagged out of games this year. Surely they send someone to him.
Yeah, well, if you stop him, we've seen what happens when you do with regards to the Dockers results.
Sarong had 38. Brayshaw had 29 and 1. Ryan had 7 marks and 28 disposals. Tracy kicked 3 goals. Their best players played well. Jordan Clark had 27 disposals. So this is what happens with the Dogs. Luke Jackson, by the way, played as a standalone ruck, had 30 hit outs and a goal. This is what happens with the Dogs. They just go head to head. They just go, oh, our best is better than your best, and it's just a shootout. I'd be surprised if that happens. There's got to be, you got to make some move. You can't just go.
Well, that's from a Dockers perspective. The Dogs,
both of them though, mate.
No, I don't think the Dogs know how to play. I just don't think their defensive setup lends itself to. I think their modus operandi is just to score heavily, and they've got a percentage of 140. So when they kick a score, invariably they win. But the caveat is that they haven't done it against better sides, top 8 sides, as regularly as they have against the bottom 8.
You can see on my head, ID Athletic. If you've got any merch to go and get yourself, I reckon go and touch base with our exclusive merch providers in ID Athletic. Skeeter, you're wearing some ID Athletic gear right now, actually.
ID Athletic. No, I didn't know much about them.
IDAthletic.com. Just go check it out.
Paid for my hat, which we'll call it in New York.
Should we want me to get some free gear for you? You like a nice free jumper, and
Oh, I'll wear it. Give it a bit of wearing around.
you wouldn't
the
want
place.
to have paid for those shorts. I'll tell you what. Does Victoria like those?
Well,
she hates them, doesn't she?
No, I went exercising this morning, so that's okay.
Yeah, but does she like those shorts?
She doesn't like much about what I wear, but that's okay.
Do you get to make decisions on that?
I make decisions, but then they get reversed. She goes like this. She goes, score review. No, it's actually behind.
At what stage? Like walking out of the house? Or
Many times. She
like,
goes,
no. But like, you go, oh, I'm going to wear this. You walk in the bedroom, you come out. Are you walking down into the living room and going, what do you think, Dale? Or are you on the way out to get in the car? She's sitting in the car going, Mark, go and get something else on. What stage of the journey are we talking?
It's pretty early. If we're going out, even if we go like down to IKEA or somewhere and I wear this, she goes, you sure that's what you want to wear? Oh, yeah. It's just a very subtle way of saying go and get changed. But a lot of blokes are like that. Any husbands out there or boyfriends, if you are put under the pump like that, then...
Any advice?
Yeah, just do what you're told. Saves a lot of issues. I tell you, there are a lot of bigger fights, a lot of bigger battles, like getting to the Melbourne Cup, getting to the Boxing Day Test, going to the grand final. They're the ones you want to really just be strong. Right. Be strong and don't back down.
So that's how you get that across the line. You just turn on the heel and go, no worries, I'll get a better shirt on. It's smart. Smart operator.
But I do give it the old suck and tash. You know, that's that's bull dust. I look fine. You know what I'm saying? You know what it's like.
I do. Every bloke listening to this is having the same stuff.
Yeah, really? Who cares about the fact I'm wearing, a BackChat jacket? Anyway, it's just...
Have you washed that recently? It's food stains.
No, my wife says, how can you be wearing that with like spaghetti? Like, blokes have stains on their tops because we miss our mouths too often, don't we? It's only human instinct.
Oh, that's so good. All right, who's your pick? The Bulldogs.
I've tipped the Bulldogs. Yours is Fremantle and Ganny night. I genuinely hope you'll guarantee comes off.
Well, that'd be the first, wouldn't it?
No, I do, because I want to be talking about a WA team in 2 weeks from now, otherwise it becomes a very ordinary podcast.
All right, stay tuned here on the Shell FootyCast. All right, Essendon v Carlton MC. No, honestly, for once we're skipping.
No, we've got to mention Zach Merritt 250.
Sure, well done. He's got back on a broken hand today.
He's been a gun, and he's the bloke that's leading Essendon out of hopefully the abyss at some point.
5-time best and fairest, 3-time All-Australian.
He's a superstar. Tom de Koning playing his last game probably for Carlton.
And it's his 100th.
Game 100th, yep.
Right.
If they get 50,000 there tonight, that will be extraordinary.
You'd almost do it though.
Their last game.
Send off the year, you know, beers with the boys.
To be fair, if you're a footy fan, you're not seeing your club for 6 months.
Okay.
And as much as you're complaining about the year and how bad your club's been, you're going to miss it. So I'm tipping Carlton here, but really, only because the Bombers have been a little bit better in the past fortnight.
Yeah, but they've got no play.
Yeah, that's right. 15 debutants this year or something.
Aspect accountants giving us the numbers. Carlton have won 5 of their last 6 against Essendon. I will pick Carlton as well. Friday night, there's a couple of Friday night games on.
Are there? Oh, yeah, there are. Yeah, they're almost back.
Lying?
Which seems a bit, yeah.
I don't know why we're doing that again, but okay. Collingwood v Melbourne, MCG on Friday, and also Port Adelaide v Gold Coast at Adelaide Oval. So Collingwood, Melbourne, Tim Membry's 200th game, 3-time leading goal kicker at the Saints. Pies hopeful to get Jeremy Howe back off that nasty incident last week. Bobby Hill will miss this week again. It seems like some personal issues there that I'm really not that interested or bothered by, and we'll just move on from that, I'm assuming.
Well, he's clearly not going to be playing footy in the short term.
No,
But
Collingwood have won 10 of their last 11 games against Melbourne at the MCG since 2017, thanks to Aspect Accountants.
could have beaten them, the D's, early this year.
really?
On King's birthday, it was a point. They sort of peppered. And that might have been sort of the start or around the start of Collingwood just starting to tail off a bit. And what I saw last Saturday night, you and I both watched and thought, if they play that sort of footy in September, they're going to either win some finals or they're going to be super competitive. So
They'll be a regardless of where they finish Collingwood, they'll be a danger side. You don't want to be playing Collingwood in the finals.
no, exactly. But if you're up in that sort of top echelon, you're sort of hoping that Melbourne does the number on them and they finish outside the top 4 because that diminishes their chances.
Yeah.
I think they beat Melbourne. I think Troy Chaplin, I quite like him as a coach. I don't know whether he's got any chance at all in getting the gig full term, but yeah, it's the last game. Is it the last time that Maxi plays alongside Clayton Oliver and Christian Petrarca? Is that one of those end of year trades that are going to be looked at again?
Imagine if they both went.
Yeah.
It'd be a clean out.
Yeah, well, the Petrarca one, I reckon, is very much alive, and Oliver's got that big salary that they've got to look at. But yeah, Collingwood to win, but I'll tell you what, there'll be probably about 17 other clubs barracking or 16 other clubs barracking for Melbourne.
I'm just a little worried about Petrarca's
Body?
No, he's. I haven't watched a lot of Melbourne,
but he feels like he's well off what he was a couple of years ago.
So,
2 or 3 years ago, I agree.
Sometimes I've said Nazai Wanganeen Miller went the other way. He had contract speculation and turned himself into a Brownlow medalist. We had David Zeta on Tuesday and said at the start of this year, apparently he had a contract for $700,000 for a year, and in 1 year it's gone to $2 million.
Stocks have gone up.
So he's gone that. Petrarca. There was all the contract stuff last year. But if that's still going around, it hasn't helped his footy.
I haven't watched enough either like you, but I just wonder whether the incident at the MCG, that has he played super footy since then? Because we know he's a very good player. Yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, Collingwood to get the result, that doesn't necessarily guarantee them a top 4 position though.
Something to excite our accountants at Aspect. The Pies only scored 22%. From 22% of their forward 50s entries last week. So went in 79 times, scored 22% of the time. Their second lowest ever on record. So you'd be hoping they'd be trying to clean that one up. Port Adelaide v Gold Coast. Collingwood. Port Adelaide v Gold Coast, Adelaide Oval, Friday night. Connor Rozee, 150th, 2-time All-Australian, 1-time best and fairest, 1-time Port Adelaide leading goal kicker, Rozee was. Good effort, good career, going well.
Big night on 2 fronts. Travis spoke goodbye to a champ of the game. Yep. He's spoken about how he's got other interests in his life outside of footy, which is totally natural.
And he's too old to get out of
he's too old.
Don't life after footy me, Travis. You're bloody 37 years old.
And Kenny Hinkley, goodbye as well. Gee, you talk about a banana peel game for a team like the Gold Coast who never won at the Adelaide Oval.
They have never won at the Adelaide Oval. What?
Yeah.
0 from 12 at an average losing margin of 45 points.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I don't know, but
They need to change hotels or something.
there's something desperately wrong with the way they prepare, and they're coming off a bit of a belting as well. So this has got.
Oh, this is the. Are you looking at this?
No, I was going to go the other way, but I can't commit to the Suns. I think they'll finish top 4 because I think they'll win this game, but I can't put a guarantee next to it, unfortunately.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
I mean, I hope your boy Matty Rao goes really well.
So do I. I hope he has 40 and my bet gets up, to be really honest. Butters and Rosie, Anderson v. Real, that'll be good. I'm going to pick Gold Coast.
Yep, me too.
North Melbourne v Adelaide. North Melbourne v Adelaide at Marvel on Saturday Arvo. Adelaide have won their last 7 against North Melbourne by an average of 47 points. North have only won 3 of their last 29 matches at Marvel Stadium thanks to aspect accounts. So it's been happy hunting grounding for everyone else other than North Melbourne. Rory Laird will be back. Izak Rankine, you'd think wouldn't get 0 weeks, so you'd think he's out. And Cam Zurha is done with a syndesmosis injury, which is not good. That's surgery. That he's going to be off for the entire off-season. Anything else to say?
No, not
Adelaide
really.
win? Adelaide win?
Adelaide. Let me finish. You asked me, and I said Adelaide wins, but I just wonder what impact this whole week has had on the footy club. You just like chop me off every time I try and speak.
Just trying to bring you into the home environment that you used to.
Tragic.
What do you think they're a chance to lose?
No, I just wonder how how it will affect. Well, it's been a pretty weird week for them, hasn't it?
I know, but like footy clubs, they just want to focus on footy. Honestly,
They haven't been able to.
I know, but like
Matty Nick's door stopped in the car park at West Lakes.
Did he?
Oh yeah, and he's been pretty good. And like this is his first big test in terms of an on-field, off-field issue. Which it could galvanise the group. Again, not using 18 as an example. There's always years where things go wrong with suspensions or injuries. But the Rankine, if he's not playing, how this is a positive or a negative for the team, and they have to work that out themselves.
I think they'll be fine. Richmond versus Geelong, MCG, Saturday Arvo. This one is going to be a stinker. Tom Atkins won 50th. Geelong won by 72 points this year. Last time they played, Nick Vlaston is out after fracturing his ankle last week. Geelong have only one player on their list who hasn't played AFL this year. Geelong...
What, they've used that many players?
Geelong have only one player on their injury list.
Oh, there you go. I'm going, that doesn't sound right. Have you misread that?
It is written perfectly and I've misread it.
You've butchered it.
Geelong, I'm going to read where Geelong have only one player on the... So I've skim-read it as Geelong only have one player. Toby Conway hasn't played AFL this year. What it says is Geelong have only one player on their injury list, young ruck Toby Conway, who hasn't played AFL this year.
So no wonder they're sitting pretty. And I did a function with Hammer the other night, and he said Geelong to win the flag. I don't think he's the first bloke I've heard say that in the last 6 weeks. Why? They're going to finish top 2. It seems bizarre. And I think Jeremy Cameron will get to 90 goals in the home and away season.
He's going to have to kick 11.
Well, why not?
Okay.
There's my guarantee.
Okay. Guarantee?
Well, guarantee. Well,
what? Homewise Solar? Give it to it.
Yeah, it's Homewise Solar guarantee. Jay Cameron, who was held goalless. I mean, this is going to be bold. Is this bold or not?
Yeah.
11.
Does he kick 11?
Well...
His old mate off his... what, they got the ankle bracelet on? Or ankle bracelet. Is he playing?
Who's the ankle bracelet?
Are they playing Richmond?
They're playing Richmond. Bolter.
Yeah. House arrest.
Maybe he is. Is it a day game? It is.
Saturday Arvo.
Saturday Arvo. So, yeah. Anyway, I'd rather... There's not much left in the tank for me to give a guarantee to. What was your guarantee again? Oh, Fremantle win. That's pretty straightforward compared to mine. 11 goals for one bloke.
Mate, I always reckon he'll be paying less to kick 11 than Freo are to win.
Turn it up. Anyway, come on, Jezza, do something.
Who do you pick? Geelong. GWS v St Kilda, NG Stadium, Sunday Arvo. Harry Himmelberg's 200th game. Jack Buckley set to return. Ho, ho, ho. You're telling me that GWS Giants are a chance to win the flag and Jack Buckley enters the team. I didn't know that was happening. Well, thanks for coming. There's the Premiership Cup. See you later, St Kilda. It'll be a celebration for Naz, but you've got Jack Buckley to contend with. So sucked in, GWS win. Anything else, Skeet?
If they do win, I'll tip them as well here, but if they do win and Hawthorn lose, they will finish 5th by my reckoning.
When's Jesse Hogan back? If they get Jack Buckley and Jesse Hogan
Jesse will be back for the finals.
Well, wowee. You tell me they can't win the flag?
Well, you've got to say, you can only can't declare everyone winning the flag. So
I've just said GWS 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm saying they won't win the flag.
Well, who's yours? Are you going to flip and flop again, are you?
No, I've said
Yeah,
Brisbane and Hawthorn.
You wouldn't even know if you said.
Whoever wins out of Brisbane and Hawthorn wins a flag.
I'm not talking about Geelong either. I think they're a chance. Anyone else? Who else? You got 3 of the top 8. Freo? Bulldogs? Bulldogs?
I've said Brisbane.
Do you like the Bulldogs?
I don't like the Bulldogs. They can't win it.
Oh, there you go. I like that. You've put a line through them.
And a line through the Giants. I put
Hawthorn?
a line through the Giants. I put a line through the Bulldogs.
Hawthorn?
I haven't put a line through Hawthorn.
Collingwood?
I'll put a line through Collingwood if that helps you.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There's 3. That's on stop. They're stopping there. And I'll put a line through Fremantle. There you go. If that helps you.
That's 4. Anyone else?
No. That's why
Adelaide? Gold Coast? Gold Coast?
Gold Coast 5. There's 5 of the 8. Gone. Cannot win it.
So
they can't win it.
Adelaide.
There's my guarantee of the year.
What?
Gold Coast will not win the premiership this year. I'll tell you.
Just please, Dimmer. Just get them up.
That's
so
it.
the 4 that can win it: Brisbane, Adelaide,
Yeah.
Geelong,
Yep. And Hawthorn, I think.
Hawthorn.
Yeah. You give me the 4.
line through the Giants.
You tell me
Giants can't win.
I'll just give you the 4.
I
You
wasn't
tell,
listening.
you tell me the 4 that you think can win.
Giants, Brisbane, Dockers, Hawthorn,
Half of those are outside the top 4.
Adelaide.
Adelaide's 5. You can't put... Oh, so you put Adelaide's can't win the flag.
They were cans.
Okay.
Giants, Lions, Crows, Hawthorn.
That's it.
Dockers.
No, you can't have 5.
Why not?
Do you 5 out of the 8. Well, that's really going out on a limb. Oh, you idiot. Come on, let's keep going.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do after this?
I'm going to start packing stuff. I don't know.
You're not. Why are you packing? What are you
Because
packing?
I'll do
What
it
do you
on
have
top.
to pack?
Clothes
Your
and stuff.
that you're not allowed to wear. Your clothes that you can't wear. You're putting where? Where's that going?
In a
Your
box.
life.
In a
Is that your
box.
life? Where's the logo going?
I don't know where the logo is.
Yes, you do.
I don't. Keep going, you
What
idiot.
about the cash out of your top drawer that got stolen last week?
No, it didn't get stolen. My wife just moved it to another drawer.
Why do you keep cash in your top drawer?
Well, it's just like a safety deposit box. For
what?
Well, to have a multi on the weekend.
But who are you hiding it from?
Not hiding from anyone, just from
Why did you put it in your
burglars.
pocket then? What's in your top drawer? Why is it hidden? Why is it hidden?
A lot of people hide stuff at home.
Yeah, but why are you hiding it? Who are you hiding
If
it
someone
from?
breaks into the house.
You've hidden it in your top drawer. In your $50 note for your multi in your top drawer. Why?
I just...
Who are you hiding? Just say it. You're hiding it from your
I'm
wife.
not... No, I asked
Are you hiding
her.
it
She
from
knows that I put... And she hides money
Yeah,
as
but
well.
what does she think it's for?
Well, she knows it's not to go out and buy vitamin supplements, so... You idiot.
It's so funny. And we got more games to do. Brisbane Hawthorn. Gabba, Sunday Arvo.
Milestone day.
Zorko 300. Cameron 250.
Hipwood 300, but no.
No.
Was he
He's done. He's out for a month for the car.
Yeah, was he 200 supposed to be?
Yeah, it was 300, 250, 200.
Yeah.
Wow. So mate, that's a big out for them.
Yeah, as frustrating as he can be.
It's just a tall player you have to play someone half decent on.
Exactly.
So Logan Morris becomes the man if he wasn't already.
He
I
was
suppose.
the man, yeah.
Yeah, but with no Hipwood, he becomes the only. I don't know who else they're playing. Big O's not playing.
Who's a big bloke? Smith, who played and did well against Collingwood.
Smithy boy, I don't know.
Yep.
Smithy.
You must remember him. No, he was good against Collingwood, but he got left out last week.
Smith comes back then.
Yeah, probably.
Dane Zorko's career's been pretty bloody good.
It's been amazing. And
Flag, 2-time All-Australian, 5-time best and fairest, 2-time leading goal kicker, now a half-backer. He was drafted as a 22-year-old and has played 300 games.
yeah, he's been enormous, hasn't he? Luke Bruce, obviously, he's announced his retirement. Of course, they'll play final, so he'll have a bit more to say about this year. Jack Gunston's in really good form. Yeah, ordinarily at the Gabba, you just think this is a lock for Brisbane, but their form there has not been great. And the Hawks, if they can replicate what they did against Collingwood, for instance, Melbourne, I didn't see much of that game, but they are.
Any of it?
Well, I didn't see I was at the Waffle, but Should be beauty. That's a good way. Like I'm going to be watching both back to back, basically. Dogs, Dockers into Brisbane Hawks.
Aspect accountants, Hawthorn, have only won twice at the Gabba since what year? They've won twice since
1992. I don't know.
2000. You've been ridiculous, no, too.
No, I didn't know.
In 25 years, they've won twice.
Yeah, how many times
Hawthorn.
they played?
11.
They played 11. Okay. Well, I haven't seen any of these numbers, so I'm just guessing. But yeah, there was one time when they went in the shade when it was hot and they got a lot of grief in Jason Dunstall's day.
Right.
I think it was, yeah.
I would have thought that was pretty smart.
Yeah, but
they go inside now. The bloody
yeah,
Ostrich.
exactly. Well, they copped a lot of stick going back. This is going back decades, but twice in that period seems bizarre.
They don't have to win to make finals percentage.
Who's that?
Hawthorn. They don't. So it's like there's a bunch of teams on 60. No, the only teams that have to win to make finals are Gold Coast, Freo, and Bulldogs because of percentage. Because the Hawks are on.
But if the Hawks win,
Hawks are on 60 points, the same as Freo, but their percentage is
better. So if Hawks win over Brisbane, they will displace them, for instance, in the top 4, won't they? Correct? And they won't be able to be displaced unless the Giants have a massive win. Yeah, so they will finish top 4 if Hawthorn win. That's my calculations, and I'm probably wrong.
No, I think that's right. I mean, Gold Coast.
I keep forgetting the Gold Coast, don't we?
So Gold Coast percentage is 121.2. Hawthorn's is 122.7.
But bear in mind, any win to the Gold Coast tomorrow night, they then will know going into Wednesday's game against Essendon, they've got to win by 35, 45.
This bloody thing is just a ridiculous thing on the entire season.
That's why the Suns, if they can win on Friday...
It's an advantage. It's a huge advantage.
Of course, they finish top 4.
Well, there you go. Brisbane, I will pick...
Tough, isn't it? That record's not good. I'll tip Brisbane just to save you a couple of seconds.
I'll pick Hawthorn. What was your guarantee? Yeah, you gave a few.
Guarantee Jeremy Cameron will get to 90 goals, which is very rough.
Gold Coast won't win the flag. Is that one of them?
Gold Coast won't win the flag, but I've got them. I was about to guarantee that they'll finish top 4 because if they win on Friday, I think that's just about a lock.
Right. It's been a bit of a show today. It's been enjoyable, actually.
The birds are tweeting outside.
Questions and comments. Probably sick of listening to you and I. Then wrap it up, boys. Questions and comments from the audience. If you want to get involved, put a comment on YouTube. Let us know on Instagram or send us an email. You can send us that footycast@backchatstudios.com.au. I have to disagree on the celebration of Fife after the game. I was strong on this on Monday. Okay, they lost and they did the Guard of Honour for Fife because it may have been his last home game. That's done. They got that out of the way. They got all the emotion out of the system, and now let's focus on the big high-stakes game next week without any emotional distractions. I don't mind that, actually. Don't mind it.
Don't mind that. Hang on, you just tore it to shreds about 4 days ago, and I threw it your way because I knew you were getting a bit antsy on the night.
Did you like it?
I didn't mind it. It's not. It doesn't affect anyone's life. Fife, you got a bit of a send-off.
Well, neither does footy, really, mate. So we talk about that.
See you later.
Okay.
He got a set. No, it's very good, well-crafted email.
You just like it because it's disagreeing with me.
Yeah.
G'day, Skeet and Scully. After listening to Shelter Footy Cast on Monday, and you guys talk about the difference between the top 8 and the rest of the competition, and just before the bottom, it made me think about compromised drafts over recent years. How hard would it be to look at father-sons, academy picks, compensation picks for players moving clubs and the like, and where they sit in the bottom half compared to the top half? Does it add some weight to comments made by Ross Lyon, etc., about father-sons and nepo babies, etc., etc.? P.S. Love Skeeter's super snap from Jono via email. So,
thank you, Jono. No,
so he's asking, does it have an effect on performance? Like the father-sons, the academy picks, the compensation picks.
Absolutely has an effect on how the competition is structured and the equity of it, absolutely.
No, but I think he wants a bit of a breakdown. So, Jono, I'll set you a task, mate. I'm not sure what you're doing during the week, but you go ahead and do the research and me and Skeet can talk about it. Send us another email. I don't know. I have no idea.
But what's he saying about the father-sons, the academies?
Well,
no?
You think about the Bulldogs and the Collingwoods and the Brisbanes. They've got father-sons,
everywhere.
Academy picks, GWS, does that affect, performance versus a St Kilda and a Essendon?
Well, my first instinct is yes, because you got to find you've got and the question is, can we force clubs to pay a higher price maybe for father-sons and the academy picks to make sure
especially if they're good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we know they're good if they're being touted as a top 10 pick, and so that was the case with Dacos, that was the case with Darcy. Make sure they pay the relevant a price that is commensurate with what they're getting. So that is a genuine question, because as it stands, mate, the teams like Brisbane, good luck to them. Well, I don't mind the father-son, but Brisbane, Bulldogs, Collingwood, Geelong have been all beneficiaries of it, and that's the way it rolls. But I think the competition as it stands at the moment looks really lopsided with the best and the worst.
I did see that Kalani White had a decision made between being in the academy for the Gold Coast Suns or being father-son to Melbourne, and it looks like he's committed to Melbourne.
Yes.
Is that right?
That is right.
So, I mean, that's good for them. Well done. I don't know what he's like as a footballer, but his dad was pretty good.
Good player.
Hi, lads. Long time, first time. We like these. This is Jackson via email. First up, can we stop with this old man if he misses a grand final for that? If Rankine did it, he deserves the punishment. And saying you don't take these things lightly while in the same breath minimising it, it's ridiculous. These precedents have been set, and if he misses a grand final for it, he can only be the one that is to blame. We pretty much covered that off the top.
And bottom line is there have been lots of players around finals time, like Barry Hall, that have got off when they probably shouldn't have, but because of the time of the year, it does have an impact.
Secondly, Love Will's assessment of the game, very measured, and as a Freo fan, I really needed it. I'm going through it. I live in Victoria. We'll be heading to the game on Sunday with my brother, who is over from WA. Hopefully, we actually rock up to one of these games where due. Thirdly, Mark just has to look at Freo's record against top 9 teams to know that Freo are good enough against the best teams. All the best to the two of you. Enjoy your rum and $4 ham, Mark, and go Freo from Jackson via email. It's a good email.
It is. I don't drink rum, but anyway, I know that the premise of it is that that's all gone now because the wife's back from Bali and I'm back to living.
She had a word about the house or about your behaviour?
Probably, but yeah, I'll just...
Gaz, she had a word?
Really?
How's you rang her when we were at breakfast and Victoria goes, you're a bad influence? She was having a go at me. Remember that? Do you remember that?
I do.
I think you're still pissed. Well, Recce, but you rang Victoria and I said, oh, Victoria. And she goes, oh, what are you doing with Mark? And she said, you're a bad influence, Will. I said, why? She goes, well, Skeeter thinks he's your age and he carries on like an idiot.
No,
sorry, mate. Sorry for my friendship. Sorry about that.
Bit of banter. No, it's all good. No, I'm travelling beautifully. Next week we'll focus on your relationship with Alex.
That's fine. Do some work. Yeah,
I have done some work.
I do. This is what I do. I prepare, not for footy. But
I saw you last week in the 6PR studios, and you're having a discussion about who should have been here and who should have been there, and you had Sid there, and it was like I felt like I was in the middle of a domestic, but I just thought I'd get out of the way.
Okay, that's fine.
Did you win the battle?
She was off me most of that day, actually, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I would too.
Well, all I was doing was trying to earn a quid for my family.
That's what I said.
And I'm suddenly...
Persona non grata.
The bloody,
persona non grata.
Saddam Hussein sort of, with a moustache, some sort of dictator. I just went to work. Alex was at the circus with our other child, having a good time. I was working. I took Sid... to work for a little bit. And there was a bit of confusion. You know what the confusion was caused? It's actually caused by you, now that I talk about it a bit.
Oh, my fault.
I text off your phone. My son was on my phone out in the other room. I text off your phone. A point to leave for Monday. I know we've gone long today, but I don't care. A point for Monday. If you're watching on YouTube still, if you've got something and send in, how many unread text messages do you have on your phone? Because Skeeter has 4-digit. We're talking over 1,000 unread text messages on his phone. Can you compete with Skeeter? I want to know because I don't know what sort of operation you're running personally. But because I text off your phone, Alex, you didn't see the message come through because you had to sift through your 1,000 unreads. What are you doing? Why don't you read them? People are contacting you. Do you not care about people?
All I'll say is, he's a marriage counsellor. I'll give you the number and we'll talk offline. Goodbye.